We are live. Yes, we are. Everybody, I just want to say grand risings, grand morning, good, all that good stuff and everything. And it is Monday, August the 25th. Can you imagine? It is 25 days into the 8th month of the year, 2025. And we are about to hit the 9th month already. And it seemed like it was just January a couple of months ago. Listen, it has been a blast. It has been a blast. This was a phenomenal, hands down, phenomenal weekend. I have really enjoyed the weekend. We had a great party Saturday. It was phenomenal. I think those who showed up were the ones that were supposed to be there. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Boom, you got it, okay? I'm just going to keep it real. Those who showed up were the ones that were supposed to be there. And those who didn't, God bless you. Have a great day. And the party still went on. I'm just saying. It carried on. And I was looking for quite a few more people to come on, but it was okay. We had about a good 25, 30 people that showed up. It was really a great party. It really was. Then my barber, she came. She couldn't stay, but she did come for a couple of minutes. And she just wanted to come say, hey, I want to show up on behalf. But she had clients. And I ain't mad at her because I probably went and got my money too. Little party after the money. But I didn't me, myself, and I didn't learn to live and let live. I live and let live. I just want people to be aware of their surroundings if they're new here in the city of Chicago, the state of Illinois. They ain't just Chicago, it's the whole state of Illinois. But I don't want people to, I want people to be aware and alert so they can stay alive, because we already know the craziness that goes on here in this city, especially us natives. But all in all, still have fun, but still be aware of your surroundings. I'm always say that. Be aware of your surroundings, but have fun. Enjoy yourself. And so we went yesterday. I toured their asses out. Y'all know me. Y'all be like, ain't you tired? Hell no, I ain't tired. Let's go. No way I ain't tired. You say you what? You want to do what? Okay, let's go. You say you what? You want to do what? Well, give me a minute. About 15 minutes. Let me sit down. Rest a minute. Let's get up and keep it moving. And y'all know I'll walk you all across the whole city of Chicago. I'll walk you from the south side to the north side, from the north side to the west side, and back over to the east side, and then back south again. Don't play with me. Look, I'll walk you. I'm a walker. I had on a pair of shoes yesterday that my feet started hurting in because they were closed up. I normally don't walk around too much with closed up shoes on, especially fancy shoes. Well, they were gym shoes, but they were like those little fancy woven mesh shoes. Yeah. And so it felt like my feet were suffocating in that shoe after having them on for some hours. And so I went to Macy's and bought a pair of slip-in, toe out, heel out shoes. And I walked straight up to the clearance rack on the 4th floor in the original Marshall Fields building, because y'all know I love me some Marshall Fields. Macy's okay. They kept the shoes, the makeup and perfumes, but they didn't keep a lot of other stuff like the well quality Oriental rugs, which I used to sell and all that. But I went up in that sucker yesterday. I had Samantha with me and Angela with me, who I worked with, right? Y'all already know, right? And so they were here from out of state, and they still are here. And they here at the house. And we really did have a great, we started out with breakfast at Wild Berry Pancakes. And it was good. But like me, Samantha eat like a bird. And like, sometimes my eyes is bigger than my stomach. I'd be like, I want that. I want that. I want that. And so I didn't really eat all of my food either. I left about half of my food on the plate because I had banana pancakes. And Samantha had her plate, and she didn't eat all her food either. But it was really nice. Hey, blood brother Mike, and it was really nice though. And so we hey LinkedIn, and so we they had 8-day breakfast. After breakfast, we walked back to the vehicle because I had parked downtown. We walked back to the vehicle and got some stuff out the car. I went and got my water jug. I didn't bring it with me to the restaurant because I ain't feel like carrying that heavy little jug with me. It's a half a gallon of water. And y'all know I got my Kangen machine, right? Y'all already know about that Kangen water. Kangen water time. Bam, bam, bam. And so I got my Kangen water machine, right? And I went, I mean, not machine, but my bottle. I went and got my jug with me. And that's a half a gallon. And then whatever else they wanted to get out the car or put it in the car or whatever. But it was kind of cool yesterday. And I was trying to let them know, it's nice in the sun as long as you moving and keeping your blood flowing. But if you just gonna stand still and that sun appears and then that sun go behind them clouds, it's gonna get cool downtown. And that's how downtown is, because you're in between two bodies, big bodies of water. You're in between the river, Chicago River, and Lake Michigan. When you downtown, like, unless you west of the river. And if you're west of the river, then you might not feel the cool that you'll feel when you're east of the river, like off of Lakeshore Drive, off of off of Michigan Avenue and all that. So the breeze did pick up. But we ended up having so much fun. We got on the water taxi, which Angela had already picked and paid for the tickets. I was like, look, she's serious about this water taxi. So we got on that water taxi. And it was fun because I had not been on that water taxi in years. Y'all know I'm a native. I know all the stuff in Chicago. Then they got this new stuff that they done built up now in Chicago, right? A lot of new shit that I wasn't here for. But it still is. Chicago's a beautiful skyline city. It really has a beautiful skyline to it. At night, the lights are phenomenal. At night, along the waterfront, the skyline, it's just beautiful. The buildings and all. So we were downtown and we walked. We did some walking. We were on the water taxi, which took us from downtown Wacker Drive and Michigan all the way into Chinatown. Yeah, all that rebuilding, Mike. You got that right. And it took us into Chinatown. And so, Chinatown, it's okay. You got to go all the way up into Chinatown, though. But Chinatown is real funny. And I'm going to tell you straight out, as a native Chicagoan, I've never really been that highly impressed with Chinatown because they're very racist, too. And, they're really particular about who they want to let have stuff. So one of them, Samantha had to use the bathroom. And then I was like, yeah, well, we're going to see to it, because she had asked, and one of them told her, she had to buy something. And we had just eaten. So it's like, we really didn't want no Chinese food or nothing, just to go to use the bathroom. And I understand they can't let people use their public, let the public come in all the time and use their bathroom. It'll tie their bathrooms up for their customers and stuff. But you ain't that busy. And I truly understand letting the homeless come into your bathrooms and your establishment, and they just tear up your establishment. I truly understand it. And because they'll go in that bathroom and they'll wash up and leave it dirty, nasty, smelling, and all of that. And mind you, a lot of these shelters, they have showers for them to do that. But a lot of them ain't in a shelter because they can't live according to somebody's rules and regulations. And a lot of times they want to drink heavy, use drugs. And so the shelters won't let you in. A lot of the shelters will not let you in if you're drinking. And they do go through your bag when they let you in to make sure you ain't bringing nothing in. Sometimes you can slip it past them. And you got some slicksters out there who been doing it living in and out of these shelters for a long time. And so they know how to get past that. Or either they done built a camaraderie, a little friendship with whoever's at the door. And they let them come on in. And they really ain't checking their stuff. And they'll have some alcohol or stuff. But you also have these shelters, whereas you got some people who are living in them who are trying to get clean. And to allow somebody to come in with drugs and alcohol is like in your face. You know what I'm saying? It's like they can't get clean because they got all this other stuff that's going on. That light was killing me. And they got all this other stuff that's going on. And so everybody around them, it's temptation. It's a lot of temptation. But when you working on on a plan or a program, whatever it is you got going on in your life, no matter what everybody else is doing around you. And yes, it is not as easy as it sounds. You have to put your guard up and pray and ask God to cover you and protect you and deliver you through all of this. Yes, Lord, I'm going to be around a lot of people that's still doing these drugs and alcohols and stuff like that. And I'm trying to get clean. I'm homeless, blah. But you got to put, prayer. You got to put your prayers out there. You got to put your hopes and aspirations out there up to God, not to everybody. Because everybody ain't got your best interest at heart. They really don't. And that's the truth. It's the darn truth. But you got to put your prayers and supplications out to God so that, you can go into this thing strong and ask God to guide and protect you and to put that wall up, of protection so that you're not tempted into that. And also a made up mind. A really, truly made up mind ain't going to allow that temptation anyway, because you already know where it's going to take you. Back down that damn hole, that sewer hole, that drain. You already know. Been there, done that. So just want people to know, it ain't as easy as it seems, and people some of them are in these shelters and they're homeless and it's hard and they trying to get clean and all this kind of stuff. And that's understandable. I truly understand it. So some of these shelters don't allow it. But baby, some people get, like I say, some people get past the grass, you know what I'm saying? And the temptation is there. So that's a lot of places. But anyway, Chicago still, with all of the stuff that's going on here every day, throughout the day, I'm getting messages on my phone throughout the security and all that says, this happened, this crime. Like yesterday, 2 messages came across my phone about obviously somebody was going through people's cars, walking through people's gangways and stuff like that, and looking in people's cars and all kind of people's packages coming up stolen. And a lot of them have them on camera, but a lot of them thinking that they're the average native Chicago blacks, but they're not. A lot of them are these thieves now that's going through people's houses and going up on their porch and taking their packages. Almost all of the pictures I saw look like the Venezuelans. I'm just saying, because they brown skin too now. But you can tell from the hair and from the eye, you can see it's not the native Chicago black guy in the story. And so I let one of the ladies know on the app. I said, that's not somebody who grew up here. That guy looks Venezuelan to the hilt. And I said, all you gotta do is look at his hair. Just zoom in on his picture and look at his hair and look at his eyes. He's Venezuelan. And the woman's like, well, somebody chimed in and said, this the same guy that was on somebody else's camera. And she ended up sending a screenshot of it to the chat. And I was like, same guy. Yep. He's Venezuelan. And so, yeah, you can see the straightness of the hair and all. So they're going around stealing people's packages and stuff off the people's porches, because a lot of them are infused in the neighborhoods, especially black neighborhoods. They're not infused in them predominantly, Chicago's still highly segregated, which is fine, but they're not infused in the predominantly white neighborhoods like they are the black neighborhoods. They've infused them in all the black neighborhoods. And I don't even think they've infused them in the Mexican neighborhood like they have in the black neighborhood, because of the tango of war. They all speak the same language, though, which I think would have been more appropriate, since they all speak the same language, which is not English, it's Spanish. And you got some Mexican Americans who do speak English, but you got a large percentage of them that don't, and but they still understand each other more so than putting them in predominantly Black neighborhoods where they don't speak the English and we don't speak the Spanish. So I mean, one out of maybe one community might speak the Spanish. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. So, they always infusing people into the Black communities, either to keep the crime up or what. It's always a plan by design. Always a plan by design. Politics. Many ticks. Ticks. Okay, right. So it's always a plan by design. Y'all know the deal. And hey, Tracy, Blood Brother say, of course, always trying to drive us out of our areas for the property grab. Always. You know the deal. See, Blood Brother know the deal. It's always a design, plan by design, to try to drive us out of our own communities or shame us under some other guys that and I don't mean guys like GUYS. I mean guys like GUISE. So that it seems like, oh, it's them, and oh, here they come. So they talking about sending the National Guard here, President Trump. And honestly, we need to have the National Guard here, but our mayor and them think, oh no, the hell we don't. What you doing? You ain't coming up in my neighborhood controlling nothing. Watch this. We gonna block this, blase Skippy. But you blocking something that could assist in all this crime that's going on, from carjacking to stealing and all this crap. Women get raped and all this. Yes. And all this stuff, when it really is needed, because the police could, maybe they feel they don't need no help, but damn it, they ain't catching all the criminals either. And maybe the one you miss is the one they'll get. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous right now. You know what? Be it him implementing this or anybody, it's just ridiculous across the board with crime. Totally riddled and ridden with crime. And it's ridiculous. And then you got all this taxpayer dollars you rent up on everybody's damn property tax. Yes. And so, yeah, and then the streets ain't really being fixed like they should. The sidewalks all screwed up. People in wheelchairs can't really get down the damn sidewalk. It's a mess. But it's still beautiful. You just have to step outside of your community, but we shouldn't have to do that. We should be able to live good and comfortable in our communities like everybody else is living in their damn communities. End of story. So, with all that being said, for all of those of you who are visiting here and all of that, I say, just be careful, be cognizant of your surroundings, and don't let your guards down too much to the fact that you ain't got none and you just oblivious out there and you just parlay Skippy. Always be on point. Always be aware of your surroundings. Not to the fact that you don't enjoy what you're doing, but just be aware of your darn surroundings. End of story. Yeah, and so he said that's why they're against it. You're right, Mike. He said once he placed those National Guards, then he will start martial laws. Yeah, and that's what they're doing. And see, it's easy. You want to do it in the major metropolitan cities more so than these small little towns, little hick towns and stuff. They're more controlled than these major metropolitan cities like Chicago, LA, New York, Bronx, all that. Detroit, what I'm saying, Dallas, what I'm saying, Houston. You want to do it where there's a metropolitan city going on, metropolitanizing going on more so than these smaller hick towns, because most of the people in the small hick towns, normally it ain't an uprising of crime. It's some crimes going on, but it's not like so uprising like in these metropolitan cities. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's one of the main things, Mike, why they are fighting against it, because of the fact of martial lawing, which they're not going to allow, because people do have to move to and fro in these metropolitan cities for work throughout the day and night, and Who wants to go get stopped every damn time they walk out their house to find out, oh, that we need to go do this? Who wants to be put under a guise and a thumb to say, oh, we need to go do our shopping early, we need to go do this, when clearly a lot of people have to have 2 or 3 jobs in order to live, not even what you call comfortably, but live, period. So that's one of the major things. Yeah, only trying to do it in the cities with black mayors. Yeah. That's what a lot of people are saying. He's trying to do it in cities where there's black mayors only. Racism, politics, ticks, lice, ticks, and numerous ticks. Okay, yeah. So there you have politics. Boop, and that's it. Now, to get off them damn politics and to get on to some real icks, I just got to tell y'all, Saturday was the show of all shows. It was the party. I enjoyed the party. I gave a 5-year talk show celebration. Yesterday made 5 years completed for the talk show. Yay! And we're moving into our 6th year right now today. But Saturday was phenomenal. There were so many people that showed up Saturday for the party. We had food for your butts. I mean, deviled eggs and grilled chicken and salmon and coleslaw and mac and cheese and baked beans. And who did all the cooking? Me and one of my good 1st grade friends, who is an ordained, I call him ordained chef, top tier, Kevin Hope. And I want to give a kudos to Kevin Hope for putting his foot in that chicken. He grilled 4 chickens. And because I know everybody ain't going to eat like I eat, I can eat like a bird. Give me some lettuce and I'm good. Give me an avocado and an apple, I'm good. It ain't like I really need meat. I just eat it just to be eating it sometimes. But hold on, I don't know who the hell this is. Let me see what name this is. Let me see your name. Oh, hey Philip. Hey, how you doing? Okay, all right. 9 o'clock, I better be gone, right? Yeah, okay, I'll be done. Thank you. All right, appreciate it. All right, and so that was my neighbor to let me know they doing street cleaning. And so my car is parked on the side of the street. So yeah, what the? And so 1st grade, yeah, 1st grade. Yeah, it is. I got a lot. It was a lot of my 1st grade friends here for the party. It was off the chain. Y'all know, and I for the 50th birthday, I gave us a gathering, and we damn near had our whole 1st grade class show up. Maybe about 8 people, maybe 10 people didn't show up to the party, to the gathering, but almost the whole 1st grade class was there. But Saturday, it wasn't the whole 1st grade class, but it was a nice percentage of us. And family, friends, my barber, she came, she just dropped in just to show some love. And I appreciate you, April. I really do. I really wanted your butt to stay though. But I understand the move. I understand the movement. Okay. And so, sister girl, she's a barber. She's self-employed like that. And she had clients waiting on her. They wanted to get their hair done. Hey, I understand. A lot of them wanted to get their hair done because they had shows they wanted to go to at the Country Club Hills. Bam, 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 baby. Okay. And they were going to see stars and artists. October London was in town. They did a free show over at the Cultural Center, South Shore Cultural Center. I myself didn't make it to that free show. Normally they had you. It's hard to park over on that east side. It really is. And they weren't letting people park inside of the Cultural Center's parking area. Normally, when they have events where they have a star-studded event, they normally don't let you park inside unless you police and all that, or stage hands and stuff like that. Otherwise, they don't let the public park in there because it gets too crowded. People do not park properly. You got one in this space, one that's taking up 2 spaces, one that comes with their Rolls Royce or their Bentley, and they don't want nobody to park next to them, so they'll take up 3 spaces and park slanted in parallel parking and all. You know the deal. Like, oh no, I don't want nobody buy my car. I got a Bentley. You know, I don't want nobody scratching my car. I understand. Get a cover. But I mean, they do have covers for them cars, you know what I'm saying? But from back in the day when I was running the streets back in the day, they had people that had Bentleys back then too. But they had covers on their cars, actual covers on their cars. But then crime is so big, you know, a lot of people don't want to park their car on the street and just leave it somewhere and then walk far away from it, because of how people just totally have disregard and disrespect for other people's property. They'll go bust your windows, go because they saw a quarter in your car. They need some money. And they think it's money in your car. So they're going to bust your $400, $500, $1,000 window for a quarter. Ooh, baby, bye. Baby, bye. The ideologies of some people, I do declare. But that's them. You know, and then there's me. You better ask somebody. Listen, but it was really nice. I had a few first grade friends here. Cousins came. One of my cousins had a stroke. My cousin Larry, the one who we looked just alike when we was young. Everybody thought that was my brother over my brothers. They thought me and Larry was brothers and sisters because we looked so much alike. When we was young, me, him, and Dawn, another one of my cousins. All 3 of us was like blood brother and sisters when we were all first cousins. But people thought we were brothers and sisters, and rightly so. And he had just had a stroke not too long ago, and he's recuperating. And then their cars went into the shop. Him and his wife's car went into the shop on Thursday. They thought they would get him out on Friday, but they had to keep him. So he got here with his niece. So his niece drove, which is my other cousin. She drove here and had them with her, and we just had a ball. Then I got some good news about another cousin who finally found out who her dad is, you know, and you know, she was a fatherless child, you know, got raised up under a different person as a father, but she finally found out who her blood father was, and that story was absolutely, it just wowed me. I got weak in the knees when my cousin told me that. I was like, and I kind of like, whoa, it like hit my head like wham. And I had to catch myself on the wall. I was like, wow. It just knocked the wind out of me. You know what I'm saying? Like one of them type of surprises. She said, and I finally found out who her dad was and told her and showed her. But here's the killer part. She has a nephew. My cousin has a nephew that looks just like her daughter. He's a male version of her daughter. When she showed me that picture and she smiled like that smile that he had, which she does smile like, the nose, the eyes, the chin, the little cleft on the chin. I was like, I mean, they could have walked down the street together and people would have swore to God they were twins. That's how much they look alike. You know what I'm saying? That's how much they looked alike. Then she showed me the grandfather, her mom's dad's father. And I'll be damned if that man didn't resemble an older version of her brother, my cousin's brother, before he was killed. He was killed. Damn, it's been a long time since my cousin has left this planet, as God has called him. It's been a long time. Over 20 years. Over 20 years. But the thing about that, he looked just like that man. Nose, mouth, The whole face shape was my cousin Kenyatta. I freaked all the way out. I mean, totally freaked out. Then I had co-workers here who just came off the road with from deployment for disaster relief. 2 of them here, and they staying here. Phenomenal. We had a great, great, great time. The food was outstanding. The food was to die for. It was so good. And the music, one of my co-workers, she was my DJ. Then the DJs changed hands. The other co-worker, she was the DJ. But the music continued, baby, okay? And it was great music. We had a little rock, we had a little rap, we had a lot of R&B, old school R&B, music, real music. Not that the music that's going on today ain't real music. It's just that it's my era of music. And they rocked the house, baby. They rocked the house. You hear me? Yes, blood brother. My cousin, I'm glad for her. She finally knows some of her family members, even though they reached out to some of those people and they really didn't want. They haven't responded back yet. I don't know if they don't want to be connected to the Brown side of their family because they're not black. I'm just saying. Yeah, her father was a white guy, and but she was raised by a mom, black, my aunt, and her stepdad, black. Okay, so it's a black thing in her life. So, and it really is. But they haven't heard back from their family members yet who they found through DNA and all that. They haven't heard back from them yet, and they have reached out to them to talk to them and let them know they would really like to meet them in person and all that kind of stuff, but they haven't heard back from them. I guess, some people gotta like get prepared for something like that. Oh my God, I am related to black people. You know what I'm saying? Especially those who never thought in their wildest dreams that they were, but they are. So yeah, that's a movement right there within itself. So yeah, that's an adjustment. They were really openly willing to meet them, but the other side has not responded. So we don't know what's up with them. Maybe they didn't get the message. I don't know. Maybe they did, and they like, what? Impossible, But some people just don't want to come forth with the truth. Just like the world right now ain't coming forth with the truth, with all this black greatness that has built this world up. People of color. You know what I'm saying? And they still want to be in denial. And not so much in denial, just want to lie. But I'm just gonna keep it real. It ain't so much denial. They just want to lie about it, outright lie that we ain't doing this. But back to the party. Had a friend who recently had the same discovery and found out her dad's grandmother worked in the same place she worked, and she has a sister who looks just like. Yep, it's amazing the resemblance of. I'm telling you, my head was swimming thinking about it. Just looking at it, I was like, wow. I envisioned, she said, don't he look like Kenyatta, my cousin? I said, I said, you know what? He did look like Kenyatta. And Kenyatta was very fair skinned. I said, he does look like Kenyatta and look like Kenyatta then has aged, because he died as a youth, a young man. But that man, his granddaddy, looked just like his granddaddy. And I was like, wow. I mean, his great grandfather, actually, that would have been his great grandfather. I was like, wow, that's tripped out. He had that pug, that nose. And I mean, everything about this man looked like an older Kenyatta. I freaked out. I totally freaked out. Okay. And so and so there it is. Okay, these people, I don't know how these people keep getting let me delete and report junk. I don't know how these people keep getting my number, but when you sign up and you do certain things, they share your number, even though they lie and say they're not, but they do. They really do. But yeah, everybody's selling numbers and stuff like that because they're making money off of it, especially your hospitals, your clinics and all. They're sharing all your information. Yep. Even the people in other countries. know who you are before you know who you are. Boop. Say the people in other countries know who you are. You know, everybody think, oh, I don't want everybody to know all this. I don't want everybody to know all that about me. Baby, listen, they already know about you. Ain't no secrecy in the world. Ain't no privacy either. Trust me. Somebody know about you and that you don't even know about you. Okay. They got your personal every damn thing. That TikTok shit they had going on, talking about TikTok this, TikTok that. Oh, the Chinese and stealing secrets and using that. They just wanted to control TikTok because TikTok was making millionaires. We're building millionaires and people were getting wealthy off of TikTok. And they just wanted to control TikTok. We want to control. You know the deal. You know America wants to control everything. Okay, right. And that's all. It ain't a damn thing them Chinese and TikTok or whatever got on you that wasn't already sold to them from the government and you and the people of America anyway. Because they've already outsourced all your damn information to the Philippines, Guam, Thailand. All your information has been outsourced. So they now source all your medical. Now when you call, hello, just hold on 1 minute. It will help you. I need to know your name. They got all your information. And then hold on. The killer part is when you ask them, well, where are you at? What country you live in? Oh, we're not at liberty to discuss that. We're not at liberty to discuss that. Why not? You got my information. That's a whole country you in. How in the world do you think I'm gonna find you in the country where you at? You living in a whole different country from me. I just asked you where country you in. We're not at liberty to discuss that. Well, then get me an American person on the phone then, because I ain't at liberty to discuss nothing else with you. Have a great day. Click. That's what you got to do. Well, get me an American on the phone then, because I'm not at liberty to discuss anything of my personal business with you. Who the hell are you and what country you from? So, but TikTok has too much information. They already had your information. They done bought half the country. Chinese own half the country or half the world. And they've been had your stuff because all the work was outsourced to them anyway. Korean. I mean, honestly, when you apply for a credit card, all that stuff is in another country. It's all in another country. Chase Bank, all that stuff. They now sourced all their stuff to other countries. all your stuff to other countries. So that's it. That's all. We went to see the Bean yesterday, Chicago Bean. Officially named Cloud Gate is a 110-ton public sculpture by British artist Anish Kapoor, located in Chicago's Millennium Park, made of 168 seamless, highly polished stainless steel plates. Its design was inspired by liquid mercury and reflects the surrounding cityscape and the clouds above, making it one of the city's most iconic and photographed landmarks. The Bean, the Chicago Bean. So I told her, I said, I don't know the story behind it no more. All I knew was Grant Park was Grant Park, and Grant Park had a history. Grant Park is no longer Grant Park. It's been cut up in all these different pieces now. And now you have it in parts of Grant Park now is called Millennium Park. Then you have the band shell. And then, it's they selling everything from up under us, because they're making money on top of money, under the table type money. Oh yeah, let's keep it real. All the money you'd have made off our parking infrastructure and everything was supposed to get the city out of debt. But how can the city come up out of debt when you constantly have these corrupt officers who you incorporate and hire into the policing in Illinois and in Chicago? And, all of it is racial profile type people. They racially profiling people, Black and of color, and putting them in jail on bogus, trumped up charges. You know what I'm saying? So, and the shit goes on. And the shit goes on. Like the beat goes on. And the shit goes on. Okay, end the story. I'm just going to keep it real. In the story, it is what it is. And that's what it is. the shit goes on. You know, you got all these racially profiled ass police officers in the police departments in Chicago, and you already know they are. You know who they are, because the people who hire them are also racist and racially profiling people of color. So they hire these people. They don't put a bad mark over them where they can't go to another state and get another job in case they do get caught up in the system here. And a lot of them have, but they've gone on to get jobs as police officers in other states and cities doing the same thing. Doing the same thing. Just like the one they got who killed his partner, shot his partner. Now he's caught up on the north side for I think punching a female in the face or something like that. This officer, he go around beating up on women. What a punk. I like to see him bounce up on somebody, on some of these big old black guys, bounce up on them like he bounce up on these women, you know. But yeah, they're protecting him too. They're protecting him too. So, you know, and the shit goes on. The shit goes on. So yeah, you know, and it's sad. It ain't funny. It's actually sad that here we are in 2025 and the shit is still going on. Black people gonna be here. Black people are the original of the world. So regardless if you want to believe it or not, we are. So once we're gone, you don't have long. I just want to say, once we're all gone, white America ain't gonna have long. I'm just saying. Just think about it. You have no sense of procuring the land. You have no sense of doing certain things that we've incorporated and built up on all our lives. And it's not that type of buck is not going to pass to you because it's innate in us. So it's not like it's an innate nature in you. So nothing against you. You have a nature to do other things. Unlike Black people have an innate nature to do certain things. You have an innate nature to do certain things. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Accept it, you know, respect it, and carry on. Young man, young girl, carry on. You know, but that's the world. This is a different kind of number runner. That, yeah, we are the original people, directly related to an original person. Yeah. Yeah, it is a mind blower, Mike. It really is. Yeah, it is. It is. It's a mind blower. We are the original people, regardless if they want to admit it or not. We know who we are. Stop trying to convince them. To hell with them and keep it moving. End of story. To hell with the ones that don't want to believe the truth and keep it moving. Lead them where they at. Don't even stress out over them. Keep it moving. To hell with them. Yeah, Meta has a lot to do with a lot of the BS that's going on also. Meta then outsourced a lot of their stuff too. And they still outsourcing. Go figure. Oh, and they're algorithming certain people and certain things. Go figure. Yeah, it's been a blast. Only the strong survive. Only the strong survive. You got that right. Jerry Butler, Chicago native. Bam, baby. You better ask somebody. Look at here. He is a Chicago native song. Only the strong survive. Y'all better get with Jerry Butler and go pull up that song. He's one of Chicago's natives. But listen, I just got to let y'all know. It was a blast of a party Saturday. It was a blast of a party. I am grateful for those who showed up. I pray for those who didn't show up. Hope whatever you did on Saturday was enlightening to you. Bam, only to you, and maybe to those you were around. But if you were here, we had a blast. If you weren't here, we had a blast. I'm just saying. We had a blast. No matter what, it was so socially appropriate. The party. Everybody jailed, everybody connected, everybody talked to each other, everybody got a little something going on. It was just a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful gathering. It really was. And I'm grateful to God to allow us to all have been under the same roof at the same time, together on the same day. I'm grateful to God for that. I'm grateful to God for all those hands that went into putting this together, helping me out, the cooks, the chef, my friends who I work with, my coworkers, my DJs. You know, I'm grateful to God for all of y'all, for those who showed up. Like I told people, I said, listen, this ain't the type of party where you got to bring a gift. I damn near got everything I need, okay? Just bring yourself. It's a socializing party. It ain't gonna be no party where everybody off in the damn corner on a cell phone. No, we ain't gonna do the high school stuff. We adults. We ain't finna do the high school stuff. We finna mingle and ingle. And we did just that. You know, they had their little moments of their little cell phone, but so they had their little moments of their little cell phone. Those who are cell phonies, cell phonies. But all in all, we mingled, and it was really a beautiful gathering. It really was the largest and the biggest I've had going forth, and may they continue to grow and grow and grow. And it's just organic and natural. It's an organic party, natural, ain't all that hoopla hoopla. It's just naturally organic. End of story. I'm not the hoopla hoopla. What somebody asked me, what's your thing? Humanism. That was my theme. Humanism. It was it wasn't ain't no thing. The theme is we're alive. Let's come together. Let's join it. Let's communicate. Let's party. Let's bring ourselves together and socialize, network, whatever the case may be. Bring some stuff. If you selling stuff, bring it and see what's happening. Who knows? Oh, maybe somebody might be interested. I don't care about all that. Just can't take up my space where all my food and stuff is going. But you can bring your stuff. I ain't tripping on that. People gonna do what they want to do anyway, right? They gonna do what they want to do anyway. So speaking of that, one of my guests is here, and she said, I got another night. I kept telling you got to be careful in this city, though, girl. You got to be careful, okay? Just be careful. If you ain't never been in Chicago before, just be careful. I just don't want to see nobody hurt, or you come here and get into something that you didn't expect. And I understand nobody really expects to come somewhere and get into something, but I just want you to be cognizant of your surroundings. She a grown woman, no shit. She can do what she want to do. She ain't got no diapers and pacifier in her damn mouth. She ain't got no diapers on her butt, no pacifier in her mouth. She ain't no baby. She a grown woman. So she know, and she done traveled. She done been abroad. You know what I'm saying? So she know, well, but she just never been this crazy. It's a big difference. Here, ooh, baby. And Detroit is too. I just want, certain cities, Cleveland, Chicago, Detroit. Yeah, Milwaukee, certain cities, you just need to be cognizant of your surroundings. And the people are different because the communities are different. The diaspora is different, so I just want people to be aware of their surroundings. But I want you to enjoy yourself and have fun. See beautiful Chicago, see the skyline, see the historic buildings and the architecture of Chicago. Absolutely amazing. To get on our waters on the boats and ride around. It's beautiful. It really is. Our Navy Pier is nice. I don't advise anybody to go to Navy Pier and get on that slow Ferris wheel. It's too slow. And if it's a hot day, you're gonna be disgusted. I'm just gonna keep it real, because that Ferris wheel goes really slow, and on hot days you will burn up in those cabins. Now in those little cab cars. Now they said they got air conditioning in them. Now I haven't been in it since they said they had air conditioning in it. I don't want to take no chance. I know me. I know how I sweat profusely. I don't want to get up in there and can't breathe, and it ain't no air conditioning. Not enough for me. I like air. I don't want to be closed up. End of story. But all in all, it was a beautiful weekend. It was a beautiful weekend. So I just want to give honor, glory, and praise to God for bringing us all together. I want to say thank you to all those who came and showed out with me here Saturday. Thank you for thinking of me and coming to share in this celebration with me. I am forever grateful. And may next year carry it to another height, baby. Okay? I'm just saying, okay? You better ask somebody. We gonna take it to another height. So, with that being said, y'all already know, before I close, I got to do what? Go into prayer, no matter what, for all these people, because ignorance prevails, craziness prevails, but yet love also still prevails. And it is still yet the strongest thing that we can incorporate in our lives for each other and one another, no matter the color of your damn skin or, or what raising you were brought up under. God said, love one another as though you're loving yourself. Love your brother and your sister. And I try my damnedest, but sometimes our brothers and sisters ain't going to always love back on you. But from a distance, pray for them. Truly pray for them sincerely and keep them, ask God to cover them and carry them forth, however they go, and just keep it moving. Don't let it stop your growth. Just keep it moving. And in the meantime, in between time, we'll see you guys on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time right here on what? In My Element with who? Neela. That's who you come to see. Now, I want everybody to and blow out. Take one deep breath in and hold it for a count of 3, and then exhale through your mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more deep breath in and inhale. Exhale. To God be the glory. Lord, thank you for another glorious brand new day. Hallelujah. Each day is forever glorious and brand new. For God gives us each day a new day to start again or continue on from where we left off the day before, or to have a new creation within ourselves and then within God. Hallelujah. We just thank you for your presence in our lives. We thank you for life within ourselves and our bodies. Lord, we just thank you for our minds being intact, our bodies being intact, and our health to be intact, Lord. And we look to you for all healing purposes. And we know that you are the master healer of all healers. Hallelujah. And touch those who are in need right now, God, that are in need of healing, in need of surviving and deliverance. Just touch us all, Lord, and give us what we all need individually, because we all have individual needs. And we just seek you forever right now in our lives and for all the things that we do. And we ask that you go before us, clearing the roads that we tread upon, the grounds that we walk. And Lord, we just know that once you go before us and we keep you first, that all things come to those who keep God first. And it's a good thing that comes to us. So we just want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being the God of all of our lives. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Lord, give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who have trespassed against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all that is evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever and ever. To God be the glory. Amen, amen, amen. And that is it. That's it. That's all. Everybody have a beautiful rest of your Monday, first beginning of the week, and hopefully keep God first. Think on those things that are good, true, and right. Think on all of that and carry yourself as if. To God be the glory. I'll see you guys Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Adjust accordingly to your time zone. The show goes live Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And it goes live Monday mornings, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'll see you guys Wednesday. Have a great rest of your day. Hey, Blue Lady, the boat let you off, huh? Everybody was looking for your butt too. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Blue Lady. Happy birthday to you, Blue Lady. I'll see you too, Blue Lady. Peace out, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.